Hi everybody, my name is Eric Asp, and I am sending these greetings to you from Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And Chad asked me if I could just share some of the story of my own life, our family's life, and maybe what that might mean for leaders there in Kent. And along those lines, my family was, 10 years ago, we were in the United States. We were in Ohio. We were at a college campus. Happened to be Bowling Green State University. And when our church grew and had a lot of leaders developed, we started thinking about maybe taking that success that we were experiencing in Ohio and trusting God to help us do that someplace else. And so during that time we started thinking and praying and considering the options. And in the end we decided we wanted to find a place that had a lot of young people, like we experienced in that campus ministry environment, but also a place that had kind of a strategic or a global influence, a place where if you could plant a church in that spot that was really meaningfully connecting with people, you might even see God's work get established, not just in that city, but throughout the world and other cultures as well. And so we were looking for a strategic city, and then we were also looking for a place that needed churches. And so with those factors in mind, we were looking around at our options, and eventually, to make a long story very short, we felt that God drew our attention to possibilities here in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. And so we came over here on a short-term missions trip in 2001, just to kind of explore the city, get a feel for what it was like, see if this was that kind of city that we were looking for. And while we were here on that 2-week mission trip, we really experienced God leading us. It was this incredible sense of a place that did have a thriving youth culture, that did have a very strategic international, global kind of population, and that did have a desperate need for churches. In fact, when we were there, or here in 2001, we spent 2 weeks talking to random strangers in the city, and hundreds of people conversation, and in the midst of that didn't meet a single person who'd ever even been to a church before. So for us, that really all came together as we thought and prayed about it some more. We really felt like God was leading us to come to Amsterdam to help establish a church here. And that's what we did starting in 2003, so about 9 years ago, moved over here. And since then, God has done an amazing work, and He has allowed a church to be established here in the city, and a church that's growing and becoming self-sustaining, to the point where our family is looking to move back to Ohio in the summer of 2012. So it's been a really beautiful experience in a lot of ways. But I think what it's shown me is there are amazing possibilities for people from campus ministry environments like H2O in Kent to do experiences like this, to trust God for reaching the world for Christ. And there are so many opportunities here in Europe, not just in Amsterdam, but throughout the Netherlands and throughout the North Sea region, and throughout Europe as a whole. It's an incredible opportunity where less than 5% of the population has any kind of Christian witness. And I experience, college students are people that are idealistic, flexible, able to trust God for big things, and then to go out there and see God make that happen. So I just want to encourage you to consider that as well, challenge that idea of maybe God would have you be a missionary someday too, coming to Europe or someplace else to see new work get established like we've seen here in Amsterdam.